Hello everyone, welcome back to my Frisco and Cherokee narrow gauge railway. Today we're going to go over a little bit of an update. As you can see, we have extended track past the switch, giving us enough room to actually switch our cars. To accomplish this, we actually took the rails out of the shop building. Besides extending the main line, we did this for two reasons. The other reason being, we're going to replace it with a thicker 2-inch C-channel to be used as rail, since we plan to concrete the floor in this part of the building. The rail now ends here. We're using the last little 30-inch piece of rail there as a bumper. I got some blocks stacked here as we're going to do some switching. Sorry we don't have any video of the construction of this little panel. All we did was remove the rail, drill it out, put new fish plates in, drilled the other end there to match normal 12-pound rail, in case we ever get any actual 12-pound rail, or so we can use just your normal 12 to 20-pound transition joint plate. We also worked on the switch a little bit more. We made it better. We cut out the flangeway a bit more to make it a lot smoother. And we noticed that there was a kink in the one rail, so we bent that out. Now the switch stand works quite a bit better. If you follow me now, we're actually going to do some switching. As you can see, we have our flat car from the How to Build an Ore Car series up front. Then we have our original ore car number 47 sitting there. And then we have the kiln car, which we're going to be restoring here at the end of the track. What I want to do is put the mine car here, number 47, at the end of the track. Go ahead and put the steel car here in the middle. And then actually run the kiln car back to the end, since we'll be working on it the most. So first thing first, we're going to be pulling the pin and uncoupling cars. Give that a good shove there. And let's replace the pin so we don't lose it. And because these cars are so low, I'm going to be using a block of wood to push them. Got it parked right all the way down there. You did hear the car bounce a little as it went through the switch. It does kind of bottom out there on the one point, but it's the best we could do. The other ore car, it runs a lot smoother on these rails because of its new roller bearings. However, its wheels are a little thin on the flange, so I plan to replace these pretty soon. I actually got the replacements in yesterday. I'll include a picture of them toward the end of the video. Alright, and as you remember, the kiln car has no couplings, so it just rolls out. We're going to stop this car right before the switch so we can throw it. Don't worry, it'll come back because the bottom of this hill is actually right there past the point. we go. Pull it back just about a foot there. Alright, and to lock the switch in now, right now we just got a bolt holding it. I've actually got some nice Frisco switch locks that I'm planning to use. We have drilled the holes out big enough to accept them. Alright, now you can see the rail is aligned for the sidetrack, or the future main line. It does look like it has a bit of a kink, but it does roll quite nicely. We got some concrete blocks as a bumper there, keep the car from rolling off the end. Alright, that'll do. Because the track is downhill, I will put a block up, keep the car from rolling back on me. As you can see, it works somewhat of the time. There we go. And now I got the car blocked so it can't roll back on us. Now we're going to realign the points and shove the kiln car up the main. Now you will notice the kiln car does squeak as it goes around this curve up here. It's a bit tight, but this is about the tightest radius we can have. The wheels are 38.5 inches apart on centers. Most of my other stock is about 3 foot or 36 inches apart as far as the wheelbase goes. Alright. I'm going to roll the car up just a bit. There's literally just enough room for these two cars to clear here. So I want to be putting this block down as a sprag to help hold the car. There we go. Now we're going to realign the points here. See how well they do align. Alright, once I remove the block here, it should be able to roll down partially by gravity. Usually the wheel does catch there in the point. There we go. We can push it around. See right there, occasionally the flange does want to climb, so I just give the car a kick. And back on the line it goes. That is part of the reason I do plan to replace those wheels. They really are too thin. They're meant more for about 12-inch gauge equipment, more park trainish. But they were the first wheels I got, and I may use them on a really light, like, workbench car. Alright, this car can now roll back to the end of the line. One more bit of help there. There we go. Now it's on the downhill section. Alright. Get the bumpers nice and smooth. Now we've got to switch out the kiln car and the little ore car flatbed now. See here, just pull the pin on the switch. Throw it into position. Check your alignment, and it should be ready to go. Take out our sprag. Alright, and then just push it clear of the switch points. Apologize for the wind here. Usually it doesn't ever leave Oklahoma, but today it has been quite windy. I do actually sell an updated version of the switch if anyone's interested. This original one just used some strap steel I had laying around. New ones actually feature 1.5-inch channel steel construction, and the top's actually bent to a much gentler curve. Switch handle is pretty solid, not going anywhere. And the new ones also do have a much larger angle on the base there. Eventually I'm going to be replacing the tie. Instead of having two separate pieces, I'm going to have one solid 12-foot 4x6 going connected to, which will give it a much more sturdier base. Also plan to rebuild this switch stand over time. If anyone's interested, just let me know in the comments. Alright, car's ready to run up the siding. As you can see, with the deeper flanges, it has absolutely no problem going around the side track. Alright. Car does have to pause here on the curve as it's actually going up a small grade. Once you get over the small grade crossing, it's all downhill. Alright. I can rehook the couplers. Alright, the car is all hooked up now. Alright, now the car is recoupled. You can see we got our chains to lock the cars down. Each car has its own separate chain and lock. And we can do our best to couple the cars together. Make sure no one takes them for a joyride. Final thing to do is reset the switch. Grab the kiln car off the main line. And we can call it a day. Alright, switch is set. Grab our pushing block. These cars are only about 18 or so inches off the ground, so eventually I'll get a proper bulkhead built on this car. That is one of my plans. That way I can push the car without having to have a block or anything in between. And as you see, it does roll quite freely. Alright. Well, hope you guys enjoyed watching us switch the cars around. Please remember to join our Facebook group, the 1-to-1 scale full-size backyard estate railway group. See the most recent updates on there. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.